Big day, a big Monday in the Mile High City, and it's actually a beautiful day out there, blue skies. Kathy, it's a little cooler. This weekend was something wonderful.
Oh my gosh, it felt like spring, right?
Yes,
I kept looking around wondering if maybe spring had sprung early and flowers were going to start popping up. It just was that kind of a weekend.
I had birds chirping. I was
right?
like, oh,
Me,
birds are chirping. Birds are chirping. It was beautiful.
I think we enjoyed it so much more just because of the December and January that we've just come through, but it was magnificent. So today was a little bit of a shock because you get up, it's cloudy, you're like, oh no. And there are a few flurries along the foothills, not a big deal, but certainly cooler this afternoon with a little bit of a brisk north wind out there. And there's still a 20% chance that we might see a few foothill flurries. Little weather system crossing the state. Didn't really impact anything today other than the temperatures. DIA at 37. We managed 46 in downtown Denver. Milder temperatures in southeastern Colorado. We're watching this little disturbance kind of come in on the northwest flow. It'll move in and out tonight, and then we're back to our mild weather pattern, which should last the week. There's one little system that we're watching for Wednesday as well. So you can see the snow showers up in southeastern Wyoming, just to the west of Fort Collins. As they drop south, they don't really hold together over Denver, but I don't want you to be surprised if there are a couple of flurries that fly around between now and about 8 o'clock, and then we clear out. We get a sunny day tomorrow. We're seeing some pretty good wind with this system come through as well. Those winds will start to die down. Clouds will move out tonight, a clear day tomorrow, a warm day again tomorrow, and we'll watch as the temperatures, which are comfortable now, in the low 40s, slide just a bit by about dinner time. Coming up in Maine weather, 20% chance of evening flurries, mild week ahead, but I am tracking one other system in the 7-day time period, so we'll talk about that and the timing coming up.
Just within the last hour, we've learned that 3 15-year-olds are facing charges in a murder and carjacking from late last month. That coming in from Loveland police. It happened back on January 20th, and police say 18-year-old Nazir Graham was shot and killed, and then the suspects took his car, crashed into a 16-year-old, and shot and injured them. Police say all of the suspects are from Greeley. They don't think the suspects and victims knew each other. 2 of those suspects now face multiple charges, including first-degree murder and aggravated robbery. The 3rd suspect was arrested yesterday and is still awaiting formal charges.
Medical marijuana advocates say Colorado is making it harder for patients to get care, even with Colorado's reputation as a leader in marijuana policy. A national group gives the state a C+ grade. Advocates blame a law that went into effect last year. It makes it harder for young adults under 21 to get a medical marijuana card and limits how much marijuana patients can buy. The law also requires doctors to give patients more information about dosage, potency, and products. This week, the legislature will debate a new bill to roll back some of the requirements. Advocates say it'll help patients who are struggling to get the care they need.
We've had a very difficult year with patients losing access to products that were working well for them in the past.
It is going to undo all the common sense protections put in place just 2 years ago.
Opponents of the new bill say it'll remove safety protections and make it easier for people to buy large amounts of potential pot all at once. The state Senate Health Committee will begin debate on Thursday.
The father of a Boulder man who was killed by a drunk driver says that he no longer trusts the justice system. It was April 9th of last year when a 17-year-old Boulder girl was driving drunk the wrong way on Foothills Parkway when she crashed head-on into another car, killing the 33-year-old Lyft driver named Ori Sioni and his passenger, 49-year-old Gloria Ramirez. The 17-year-old driver pleaded guilty recently to all the charges against her, including the top count, vehicular homicide. Prosecutors asked for 6 months of jail time and 4 years probation. But 3 days ago, citing the 17-year-old's deep remorse, Judge Ingrid Bakke changed the deal, sentencing the 17-year-old to 9 months of work release and 3 years probation. Today, Sioni's father, Eitan, said the sentence was not nearly enough and that he was shocked that Judge Bakke modified the plea deal.
They convinced us that this is the best deal that they can get. I said, okay, I guess, what can I do? But to get less than that, that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
We reached out to Judge Ingrid Bakke's office this afternoon for a comment, but so far we've not heard back.
A man facing charges in a deadly high-speed crash last summer was sent to prison this afternoon for violating probation In another case, Taylor Lindsay got a second chance last year after pleading guilty to assault in a case in which he allegedly fired a gun at 2 men in a vehicle. In a matter of months, he tested positive for drugs 4 times and skipped a dozen other tests. Today, Judge Jay Grant revoked his probation and sentenced him to 8 years in state prison. In the other case, Jake Johnson died last July 30th at 40th and Pena Boulevard after a car allegedly driven by Lindsay smashed into his vehicle. Lindsay, the president of a Denver car club, fled the scene and was arrested several days later. He's due back in court on that case on March 10th.
Today, DU basketball player Coben Porter made his first appearance in court, formally advised of the charges against him, including vehicular manslaughter. Porter is accused of speeding through an intersection, hitting and killing an Uber driver. Police say Porter smelled of alcohol and had slurred speech when he was arrested. His next court appearance now scheduled for April 11th. DU at this point simply saying that Porter is still a student there and still a member of the basketball team, but he has been inactive all season so far with an injury.
It's a night unlike any other in Fort Collins. CSU is teaming up with UC Health to recognize cancer patients in northern Colorado as they fight like a ram.